Okay, I'm starting here to help orientate what I'm about to try and explain to you. This is the back of your engine. There's the back side of your engine up there. This is the flywheel. It attaches to the engine. It spins at the speed of the engine. And the power from the engine is transferred from the engine to the transmission right here. And I'm going to show you how that works. And I'm going to show you what I found. Let me pause this and climb out from under here. Okay, so here's looking at your old flywheel outside the vehicle. I'm looking down on the ground at it, but imagine this on the back of the engine. Okay, so this thing is it looks like it's heat cracked a lot. However, this clutch looks like it was just done. I mean, these parts look really new. Not a lot of wear on this, but this got heat streaked as well. But I can tell that this is a fairly new clutch. Doesn't have a lot of miles. I don't know how long it's been in, but it doesn't have a lot of usage on it, but it has gotten hot. Okay, so as I told you the other night, as I was taking it apart, I was finding some bolts missing. And I've got spares, no big deal there. But one thing that I found weird was in the car, this bolts to the flywheel to the back of that engine. And there are like 6 bolts that hold it. So when it was in the truck, getting the bolts undone from the bottom point was where I could get the best leverage with my wrench. So I was having to reach up here for some bolts and torque it and then rotate it down so that I could get good leverage. So I got like 4 of those around, came out no problem. And about the 5th one, I don't think it was the last one, I think it was the 5th one, I put the wrench up there and went to use it to spin around, and the wrench just spun. So I thought, well, that's weird. Maybe I got the wrong size socket. So I went 1 socket size down, because sometimes people will put the wrong bolts in there, but they'll be the right thread pitch, but they'll have a different size head. So I went 1 size down, went to put it up there, and it wouldn't fit over. So I was like, what the heck? So I reached up there with my hand and took the bolt out by hand. So the thing wasn't torqued down properly. That's one. The second thing is they missed something, and it's something that could have been very easy to miss because it's not a common thing. Normally on vehicles, this flywheel doesn't have this recessed dish, this big pan here. It's usually just flat across bolt holes right on a flat plane with this. Maybe a small ridge, but only to about there. Nothing like this. Okay, now knowing that, the pressure plate has a recess in it as well. It goes down inside here like a bowl. The clutch disc itself has one side where it's significantly flatter. If you look down that, the springs don't raise up too far. If you look at the other side, there's a collar where they stick out further. So there's a very distinguishing factor there where you can see it's flat and that. On 99% of the vehicles, you're going to take that recessed part and put it down inside this bowl here, because if you put it this way on most vehicles, this is going to hit the flat spot of the flywheel and give you all kinds of problems. Okay, now, if you look at this, it says FW side. That means flywheel side. This side is supposed to face that flywheel, which means the flat side would be inside the pressure plate. That gives you a certain depth in here before you hit those springs when you use your clutch. If I put my finger in here, hang on, let me get it down on the dowels and get it set properly. Right. Sit on the dowels. There we go. Okay. So I'm from the collar to about that, almost that full knuckle, right at the front of the knuckle. Now, this would come off like that. When I took this out, it was this way, like on most vehicles where that raised part is down inside there and this is the flat side. That's how it was in the vehicle. Now when I put my finger down to the collar, it comes to right there. So from that crease in my finger to the beginning of my knuckle is probably about 3/8 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Way different pressure going down on the springs inside this thing. It was getting way hot because it was under a lot of pressure. Honestly, I don't know how it actually made it as far as it did. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, that was something that they missed, and I see why they missed it. It's not a common thing. But this is what they call the 5VCFE engine, so it has a different transmission than other Toyotas. I think the distinguishing characteristic is this dished pan in the flywheel that's not normally there. So the actual flywheel sits a lot further off the engine than most of them do. Most of them sit pretty flat and flush to the back of the engine. So that was a pretty big ouchie, and it really sucks because whoever did it didn't do it that long ago. I mean, they really didn't. It just doesn't show signs of it having a whole lot of miles on it. But when it's properly installed, it's going to run a lot hotter, and it's going to give you issues a lot quicker, and it could do a lot more damage. That's just wild. So that's what I found.